This is Sebastian Metal Martinez, MMA News, here at Lotta Love, a superfood bar, with Guram, the Georgian Viking Kutateladze, who made a successful UFC debut against Mateusz Gamrot at UFC Fight Island. So, Guram, I know we talked about it a little bit before, but I feel like we should address it in English as well. After defeating Gamrot by split decision, you weren't really happy. It even sounded like you thought that you didn't deserve a win. But I know that now you've looked back a little bit and you've sort of reassessed the fight and the rounds and the scoring. Overall now, how do you feel about the fight and the outcome?
Hello, Sebastian. Hello, Emmanuel. Yeah, I watched over the fight, and you know, when you're not so emotional anymore after the fight, you know, you count everything, you look over the fight, and then, you know, I talk to judges, to referees and so on, to some people who is involved in UFC, and they explained like new rules and so on. So and then you know, after like processing all this information, I was like, okay, yeah, that was probably right. Even maybe on some statistics on the papers, it didn't look that I won. Mm-hmm. But if you watch the fight, you know, it's a little bit different because of the pressure, because of the control, octagon control, and damage made. You know, this is different. You know.
There's also something about, you know, to be said for he got some top control but didn't do any damage. And in the striking or in the scoring criteria, it is striking, grappling, aggression, octagon control in that order. So I mean, I truly think that looking at the actual criteria for scoring, it's a pretty safe case for you winning.
Yeah, as you say, like, you know, it wasn't so, in reality, it wasn't so much danger on the ground. As soon as we ended up on the ground, you know, I was more active in my eyes, in my opinion, you know, and I was attacking all the time with a different variety of submissions. And they try to create like action all the time. So yeah, that was it.
And you made your UFC debut in short notice, and I know that you got a little bit of help from your good friend and teammate Khamzat, who was hyping you up big time. I'm sure he had a word or two with Dana White. When you arrived at Fight Island, you were with him, and he's become such a big star now. But you know, I was seeing video of like you guys walking on the beach and media and reporters just flooding to you and taking pictures and video. Like, what was that like? Was it a bit surreal? Because it was almost like you arrived there as a star already, just by, you know, by association to Khamzat.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, like Khamzat is the star that he is, you know, and like in reality, you know, he's my brother, and I'm very happy for him, you know. But he helped me, you know, a lot and so on. You know, he was there all the time for me, like before the fight, during the fight, and after the fight, and so on. So I don't know, things happen naturally, you know. It's like I don't really think about it, you know, or he doesn't really like pay attention on these things, because it happens like naturally. There is no like really like kind of like scheduled plan, you know, like, oh, we have to like do this, have to do that. No, everything happens natural. And like I think that's why also people is like that, you know, towards me or him, you know, because like nothing is really faked, you know. Like things are the way it is and the way we are, and our relationship, you know, between each other is the way it is, you know. It's pure. There is no fakeness, there is no disgusting like trash talking, you know, and like unrespectful things. Everything is like respectful, you know, and like yeah.
Speaking of respectful, you were part of, you know, the Fight Island 2.0 final fight of Fight Island. We got to see Khabib Nurmagomedov defend his title in your division in lightweight, and then he retires in a shocking and emotional moment. Could you just sort of recap, like, what were your thoughts and feelings and emotions like seeing not only the fight, but then also seeing him breaking down in tears, him revealing that he promised his mom? You know, it was a lot to take in, as any fan would. Can you describe how you were feeling watching?
as you said, you know, it was very emotional, and even for me, it was like very emotional, you know. But
I wasn't crying, not at all.
no, I can imagine that you're lying. But the thing is, like, you know, like lightweight division is like full of sharks, you know. Yeah, and everybody now after Khabib, you know, dominated it and like left the game, you know, people now gonna probably go crazy, you know, and so on. Like everybody get like probably like the rock fall off from their neck, you know, like, oh, Khabib is not here, you know, like. It's sad in one case, you know, that he left. Very sad, because I was really like hoping, you know, that he gonna be in the game when I'm gonna get, you know.
So you can fight Khabib?
So I could like measure myself, you know, like against this like legend, and like, yeah, he's a truly like legend, you know. There never existed anyone like him in the game. Not yet, you know.
And then afterwards, there was a lot of discussion about, is Khabib the GOAT, the greatest of all time? People are saying, like, it's, you know, either Khabib or John Jones or GSP. Like, what do you think? Is Khabib the greatest of all time?
Yeah, absolutely he is. To be the GOAT, like, for example, Muhammad Ali was the GOATest GOAT ever existed, you know. It's not only about the sport, you know. It's not only about fighting. It's the person you are, you know. And to be the GOAT, the closest one is on that place is Khabib, you know. Okay, John Jones and like George St. Pierre, you know, like, you know, but personality means a lot, you know. Personality, the way you talk, the way you speak, the way you do things. The closest one is Khabib. That's what I wanted just to add, you know, to everything I said before.
And now that he has relinquished his title, there's a lot of, you know, like you said, it's a shark tank. And I think you can make a case for almost any fighter in the top 10 for being a champion. But, and I know you have your sights set on the title, obviously, but who do you think will be the first lightweight to capture the title after Khabib?
It's a hard question, you know, because there is a lot of guys now in like top 5 that are pretty tough, you know, and like any of them can be like a champion. So I don't know, but I think like Justin Gaethje, probably, you know, in my opinion, like one of the closest guys, like who has possibility to get to the belt, like first guy, you know. But they're saying like or Conor says, you know, that he's coming back. You never know, you know.
Yeah, some people saying that maybe him and Poirier will fight for a vacant title. It's hard to say, yeah. But so you think that Gaethje, maybe skill-wise, is the one who's closest to the title then?
That's what I think, you know. Like first of all, with his striking, and second of all, like the thing Khabib did with him, you know, like submitted him like this easy by the book, you know. Like you should not forget that nobody has that kind of takedowns like Khabib, and that control on the ground, and to take, as we understand, to take Gaethje to deep water, you have to take him down and like go on the ground with him, and probably have a chance to submit him there. But to get there, that's the problem, you know. You know, like Tony Ferguson don't have the takedowns, and Dustin don't have the takedowns, Conor don't have the takedowns. Who is more in top 3, you know, top 5? That
Michael Chandler might get a Dan Hooker.
True, but we'll see. You know, fighting is like
Charles Oliveira also in the mix.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard. You know, fighting, you never know what's gonna happen. You know, one little touch and you're sleeping. You know, but it's gonna be interesting. You know, like to like view my division. You know, like this till I get there myself. For us, main goal just right now is to get in top 20. You know, and top 15, top 10, top 5, and then fight for that belt, you know. and it doesn't matter who gonna stand on the way. You know, we're gonna work and we're gonna fight them all. You know, it doesn't matter who it is in front of us, in front of me. The main thing is is a belt. You know.
Absolutely. Well, you're laser focused in your mission. That's always been very actually apparent following you throughout your career, even with your second or third pro fight in Sweden. A lot of people might not know this internationally. I know we've talked about it in Swedish interviews and stuff like that, but I mean, you made your pro debut at about 9 years old in Russia, fighting other children in MMA matches, something that would be so incredibly illegal, like if you were to do it in other places. Looking back, how many of those kinds of fights have you had, and you know, how much do you feel like you learned from it?
I don't know, maybe around like 700. I have no idea, maybe like 800, you know, like different competitions, different matches, like grappling, submission wrestling, pancrase, you know, with open hand fights, like 3-on-3, you know, like boxing, Thai boxing, all MMA fights, you know, that is not on sheer dog, and all the different competitions, you know, kickboxing, wushu sanda, and so on. It's like meaningless to just like.
Well, it's not. I mean, you were born to fight, basically. I don't know. Was it your choice? Was it your parents that pushed you? Was it friends that you like? Where did the fighting instinct come from?
You know, the thing is like, I'm not saying that this is like something like whoa, because it's not. You know, if you go in any country like. From Caucasia, like Georgia, Dagestan, Chechnya, you know, and there is like other countries too, you know, like, and this is normal, you know, that's the thing. This is nothing special that I have done. This is normal, you know, guys have like more than 500, 600, 800 wrestling matches, you know, and this is normal. This is nothing special that nobody done it before. Like, because they throw you on the mat straight away when you're 5 years old, you know, as a kid, like in our countries, and then you just compete, you fight, you do whatever you do, you know, and this is natural. This is nothing that somebody is forcing you. That this is how nature works in our countries. You have to do something, like. And most of the times it's martial arts, you know, it's like or wrestling or judo, and then it goes in something else. And and about the fight, when I was like 10 or 11 years old, it's like it's also happened natural, you know. It wasn't like something big or like this, you know. It was Russia against USA, I think, and me and one of my nowadays friends opened the event. He was like, I think 2 years older and a few kilos like heavier than I was, and we fought each other. I think in the second round he get armbar on me. I lost that fight. I didn't tap, you know, and I just heard like my arm, like everything in my elbow like goes like, you know, like, yeah, this is terrible sound, you know. And I start screaming, and the referee just break up the fight, and we drive straight away to a hospital, visit the doctor. I get like flashback. I remember like sequences, you know, of my life, because of these moments, like when we get to the hospital, like emergency, when we saw the doctor, when doctor said like few words to me, like, hey, you cannot train for 3 months or something like this. I start crying, you know, like, what does it mean?
Not because of a pain, but because you couldn't compete?
Because I couldn't train, you know, I couldn't like do what I was just doing all the time, you know. And I said, I started crying and telling to my mother, you know, like, what is she saying, you know, like, tell her that, like, no, it's not like this. I can train, you know, it's okay, you know. But like next week I was anyway in the gym, you know, and I think I was hitting bag or doing whatever I was doing, you know. So
There is that Georgian warrior spirit, and that spirit has gelled very well with your teammate Khamzat, who's had a lot of success. He's now gotten booked against Leon Edwards in December. A great fight, but also a dangerous fight, because I feel like a lot of people are kind of sleeping on Leon Edwards. You know, they kind of forget about him because he doesn't talk trash. He's not in the media so much, but obviously a very dangerous and skilled fighter. How do you see Edwards as an opponent for Khamzat?
The thing is, like, you know, Khamzat is preparing for all the fights, like, very serious, you know. He's working hard. He's not the guy like who this guy is easy, you know, and I smash him, you know, and all these things that he usually talks, you know. But he backs it up with a very hard work and a lot of hours of training, you know, in the gym. Like, I saw, for example, now I talked to Coach Andreas, you know, and like it was Wednesday. What is it today? Today is Thursday. Yesterday, I was talking to him yesterday, and it's only Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they already have done 15 or 16 hours of training, you know, and it's only Wednesday, you know, so it's like not even a half week, and you already went through so many hours of hard work, you know. It's not like a training that you are like slipping on or something like this. So it's a lot of effort you are putting in, a lot of mental effort, you know, physical effort, and so he takes every fight very serious, and it doesn't really matter like who it's Leon Edwards or like whomever, Usman or whatever, you know.
But this has got to be his toughest test, or do you think it's not?
You know, every fight is a toughest test, and that's the way you should take it, you know. Yeah. There is no easy fights.
Yeah, certainly not in the top 15 either. But what's your prediction, then, for his fight against Leon Edwards?
What do you think I'm gonna say? Khamzat gonna smash the guy.
What round?
This we will see. This we will see. You can ask this question to Khamzat probably.
I'm a betting man. I want to know what round to bet on.
Yeah. I'm not in betting, so I can't help you with that. So.
All right, fair enough. All right, to round things off, I feel like you made a great first impression in the UFC. You won Fight of the Night against a very, very good opponent. You were underdog against him and still came out on top. What's your message for the rest of the UFC lightweights out there? What can they expect from a Georgian Viking?
You know, I'm a newcomer, but I'm coming for all of the guys in top 20 first, top 15, top 10, top 5, top 3, and then I'm gonna be the guy who's gonna bring the belt to Sweden.
There you have it. Couldn't have said it any better than that. We've got the Georgian Viking with his sights set on the newly vacated UFC lightweight title. I know, but speaking as a fan, I can't wait to see more of you in the octagon. Guram, always a pleasure. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you so much. Can I add something?
Absolutely.
I just want to thank, you know, like all the supporters around the Sweden, you know, and not only in Sweden, whole Scandinavia, all around the world, people who like cares about me and like sending warm messages. I'm reading almost all of them because it's physically impossible, you know, just right now, and it's something new. I want to thank like my manager, you know, and like Majdi and manager Nima, All Stars Gym, all the coaches, Andreas and Alan, Yuke, all the guys that have been there for me and helping me to prepare for this fight, and my head coach here in Malmo, Mike Sederhoff, that he's there always for me. Limitless Gym, we're working on the ground a lot with Tomasz, Coach Tomasz and Bobby. I want to thank all of you guys, and thanks that you're there for me. It's really appreciated.
I don't know, but we appreciate you on the Swedish MMA scene. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you.